all over the world. Do you understand what we are going through? When you go through your day, your day as a slave in another man's land, then you'll understand the pain of somebody who wishes that he is close to any of them so that he or she would deal with them. Because these people are not representing us. They are not representing us. Rather, they are pioneering, they are ensuring, they are leading the slaughter of our people. They are there to make sure that our people are killed. Look at somebody who calls himself Iwanyanwu, go around calling himself an elder statesman. I think we must go back to to really defining what he means by that. I don't know the state he is representing. If he's representing Nigeria, then he is the enemy of the people. He is an enemy to the people if he's representing Nigeria. You cannot be the leader of Ndibo and you are representing Nigeria that is oppressing Ndibo, Nigeria that is killing Ndibo. This is why people are angry and people want vengeance. You cannot go around inviting our killers to come to our land and kill us more and expect people not to be angry. When people take revenge, how do you blame them? Can you blame anybody for taking revenge? Even their politicians do not trust each other. They are busy killing themselves. I read about this, what's his name? The traditional ruler that was killed at Mbise. This is a traditional ruler that was working for the state, that Iwanyanwu says is a statesman, crowning somebody who killed his people, calling him Obuago. What is the meaning of that? Somebody who killed your people and you are praising him, Obuago. Today, you have shown that you are just human like us. You have shown that even blood runs through his veins. Today he's dead, killed by the insecurity that he was championing. And all of this, Ohaneze and all of that, they are busy championing insecurity. The same insecurity that they are championing will consume them because people are angry. They are killing people's families. They are killing people's brothers and sisters, people's mothers. How do you expect those people to forgive you? How do you expect those people not to take matters into their own hands? Of course, IPOB is piloting the affairs for the freedom of the Biafran people through a referendum. Thank you very much for being part of this program this evening. Thank you and thank you and thank you. This is where we draw it to the end. Do have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Do not forget that on Sunday, our Lolo will be here. Do not forget, Sunday, 7 p.m. Have a wonderful night.
practices of Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Chinedu from Olu province of Biafra land. We are here once again live and direct. Today is the 4th day of March in the year of our Lord 2021. I welcome each and every one of you to welcome your friends and well-wishers, even tell your family members. Also, do not even leave your enemies. I welcome each and every one of you to today's edition. Only you have to be here with a dose of your common sense. That is the most criteria. The most criteria or criterion to listen to Radio Biafra London. Our leader is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has sacrificed everything, who has taken the bull by the horn in order to make sure that not only Biafrans are liberated, but to whom it may concern, every other ethnic nationality in that quagmire we call Nigeria should be liberated. Should, I say, underline, should. That is why he made sure Chukwukabiyama use him. He is a divine gift to all of us, to this generation. That stone that the builders refused or threw away has become the great cornerstone. That is the importance of consistency. When you look around in the social media, when you look around, you listen around, you see some fallen demons. People that would have consistently been in the struggle. Somebody like Wazirike, when you look at him, even you pity him because he's a dead person walking. Sin, crime, betrayal, sometimes it makes somebody look so ugly physically. I'm telling you. When you look at him, odika onye you look at the person, you look at Wazirike physically, you don't even resemble a human being. Physically. Just look at them. Look at them, kaha arala. All of them. Just look at them physically. Look at how they are. No matter arohana akba. No matter the billions they are taking, you don't even see it in their body. They resemble death itself. So that is from there you know that the person is under constant torment. I know that no matter when you look at Wazirike, look at him through the eyes, look at him deeply, you see that he is tormented all the time. He is not enjoying his money. No matter. He is in agony, perpetual agony. And he will continue until the other side, the other dimension. That is how it is. That is the reality. When you live what you're supposed to be doing, you become distracted because of money and position. Start talking another thing. People died because of what you are doing. You put people in their graves, people that believed you, and you betray them. Do you think that the person will, even in another dimension, the person will still be like flowing atom that has no base. According to Hindu religion, they believe in reincarnation. Of which, we in our tradition we have reincarnation. Even in the Bible, there is reincarnation in the Bible. So it's not a strange thing. After all, when Christ comes, some say it's Elijah. And they say Elijah will come back again. So Elijah that died, how is he going to come back if it's not through reincarnation? Sometimes we read Bible, read all these things, we don't understand. So, because why I'm explaining this, because if I say, as I talk about Hindu, people will say, no, this is a story. No. Hindus, they believe in reincarnation. They believe that you continue reincarnating life. It's a cycle until you reach a perfection they call nirvana. That time it will be perfect. That is why they believe that when you are a human being, you can be a human being in this life because of the bad things you do. The next life you become a cow. You become a cow. Another life, if the cow do good things also, in the next life you can become a monkey. That is why in the streets of Delhi, India, you see all these monkeys and animals, roaming on the streets, because they believe that they are former human beings. They can die and come back to be human beings also. And from there you can die and come back as a lower caste or bigger caste. It depends on your work. So that is it. So if it is in Hindu, this kind of person, Owazirike, maybe if he dies and he will come back as maybe, what is the most ugly living thing, or something that is inconsequential? Maybe it can come as a cockroach, living inside the sheet, maybe. Living inside a shit hole, direct shit hole. Because he destroyed lives and used people's lives, sitting down on people's life and continue deceiving people as if he's doing something positive. Whereas all his life is negativity. We are here in this platform not to mince words. We say it as it is. Because we have vowed, we swear, or we swore, in order to speak the truth, and nothing but the truth. It doesn't matter, even if we take our lives. That is who we are. And we are consistent. Therefore, if you don't have common sense, please sell everything you have and buy one. Because without common sense, anything you have around you, it means nothing. It's of no use to you until you have common sense. That is how real human beings should be, with common sense. Therefore, come here with a dose of your common sense. That is what is required. I once again welcome each and every one of you to today's edition of Radio Biafra HAUSA-SERVICE, coming to you through the auspices of Radio Biafra London. We must continue by calling the name of Chukwuka Biama. Our Father who art in heaven, the creator of the whole universe, we have once again gathered in your presence in this hallowed platform in order to do the right thing. Chukwuka Biama, you never forget your people. That is why you sent us this divine gift called Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It shows that you never abandon us, no matter our sins, no matter the sins of our ancestors. Behold how we are scattered all over the world, dear friends. Oh, Chukwuka Biama. We are groaning and crying anywhere we are, everywhere we are. Because Britain used Nigeria in order to kill and destroy the light. But light is indestructible. They are using Nigeria in order to diminish who we are, kill us and kill our talents. They use Nigeria in order to make sure that we are enslaved and subdued. But this time around, we have answered the call in order to save ourselves and save our generations from the ugly state we find ourselves in. Therefore, we know that in the darkest part of darkness, light shines brightest. That it is not by mistake that you create us in the center of the whole universe. 0 degrees latitude and 0 degrees longitude. In this part of the Erebus, the black world, for us to bring light. And light we are bringing. And nothing will stop it, because you are with us. Therefore, I pray, committing our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu into your care. Guide him, O God, as you have been doing. The God of our ancestors. Guide and protect him. Even the entirety of the indigenous people of Biafra. Behold, even Omuchineke, the East ESN. Those that are called in order to defend our land with their lives, even unknown gunmen, we pray that thou God to guide and protect them. Whenever we start something, people laugh at us. The same way they laughed at David when Goliath laughed at David when he came. Just a small lad, a small boy. But you use him to work wonders. That is the same way they laughed at us when our leaders started this journey. They were calling us names. Oh, miscreants, oh, small boys, oh, the jobless people. But today, the stone that the builders refused has been a great cornerstone. It is not by our might. It is neither by our power. Though we are doing our best, but every other thing depends on you. Therefore, continue in this good work, that at the end, Nigeria will be destroyed. And through the ashes of Nigeria will rise up those nations, different ethnicities that are caged in that quagmire. Behold, even our Ududuwa brothers and middle betters. Father, give them more courage. Father, give them courage and let them be consistent in what they are doing. That they will understand that this time around, that we in this generation must take our destiny in our own hands. Thank you, Chukwu Abiyama, for in your name we have prayed. He said, once again, I welcome each and every one of you to today's edition of Radio Biafra HAUSA-SERVICE, coming to you through the auspices of Radio Biafra London. I am waiting for my comrade, which I will bring in anytime he comes. But nonetheless, we must continue. Nonetheless, we must continue. I will start by making my normal and usual remark. Please stop calling or referring to these people as the House of Fulani. There is nothing like a House of Fulani as a people. This terminology is used in deceiving everybody, including the Hausas. The Hausas are a great people, or they were a great people with a big population. But the Fulanis are minority. They are minority in population and they are nomads. They are not indigenous to Nigeria. They just use religion to manipulate the minds of the Hausas, and the Hausas foolishly and stupidly fell. They started killing themselves and offered themselves as sacrifices, very cheap sacrifice to the Fulani. That is what happened. That is what happened. And their attitude, the ease with which they were manipulated, even surprised the Fulani, Ottoman Danfodio. Therefore, he thought that he can do the same thing to everybody in that region, down to what do you call it? The ocean. You know, when you find things easy, it will encourage you. It's normal. It's life. It's the fact. It's a reality. It's the truth of life. But he was stopped at Benue by the TV people, by the TV. But in history, they will tell you that, oh, it is the British that stopped the. No, the TV stopped them in Benue. They cannot even. They couldn't even conquer the TV people. You understand? Talk less of thinking that they will conquer everybody. That is why Professor Denny, you call them. He said the Fulani, they are very stupid. They are foolish. They think that they have, butterflies calling themselves bird. In the next 1,000 years, they cannot conquer any Southerner. I'm telling you. You know what happened in Ilori? It's a Fonja that invited them. Conspiracy, internal treachery. That is why he helped them. Even now, Ottoman Danfodio and his son, what is the name of his son, came down to Ilori with the Hausas, because they take Hausas in order to, they use Hausas to do their dirty jobs. That is why they were able to conquer Ilori with the help of the local people, Afonja, that knows everything. That is how the Fulanese they fight. They must use somebody, a local. And you know what? Study history, you will see that gangs, they say Yoruba gangs, not even organized military, gangs, conquer the Fulani in Ilori. When they want to expand now, they stop them. Britain, you see, slaughtered, massacred many Fulani emirs. Under a few months, they were enslaved. I mean, they were conquered by the British. But we Biafrans, we gave Britain tough time. Almost 40 years. For almost 40 years, they were not able to subdue us until almost 40 years. When our people started this selfishness, I have to emphasize, because that is the truth. Ekumeku started as a very massive army, secretive, mass attack, mass defense. If they touch Anioma, everybody from Arochukwu to Ibibio, they will come and defend there. If they touch Efik land, everybody from Anioma to Enugu to Arondizogo, everywhere, they will come. But when that virus, selfish virus, entered, now people started complaining. The normal disease of a typical Biafran, Igbo man. If I talk about Igbo, know that I'm talking about Biafra. The typical disease. Now it's our people that are dying too much. Why? You people are too weak. This one say, the way you can fight, I can fight like that. In short, if like that, let everybody defend his community. And Britain laughed, say yes. They attack Anyoma and the others say no, he never reach here, don't worry. They are weak, that's why we told them they are weak. They captured Anyoma. They came to Arochukwu, Ibibio said, no, don't worry. We are here now, Dinka. We are Dinka. These people, we tell them that they are weak. That the same way they started capturing one place after another. And that is how Ekumeku fell woefully. People don't understand what it means to be in a bunch. We continue preaching it here. To be in a bunch is the most important thing that will happen to a people for communal survival, collective survival. Therefore, before I digress, please stop doing the wrong thing by calling or referring to them as a Hausa Fulani. They are Hausa as a different people and Fulani as a different people. Thank God that many of them are starting to open up. The only thing is this, that they have fear. I'm telling you honestly. They are afraid because for them they are living together with the Fulani. So it is easy target. That is the fear they have, the fear factor. Together with the people in the middle belt. You know, they have been infiltrated too. That is why you have bandits. These are terrorists. They brought to win election. Everybody know it. That's it. So please stop calling them Hausa Fulani. There is nothing like Hausa Fulani as a people. Is that thing? Once you are referring to them as Hausa Fulani, you are helping in the Fulanization agenda. You are making the Fulani resemble, butterfly that you are calling a bird. You'll be very happy and feel larger than life. But when you call him a cockroach, he is. Now he will sit down on his position. That is the reality. The Fulani, what they used to do, any place they go, they make sure that they corrupt the blood lineage. Do you know that what do you call him? Tafawa Balewa. The Prime Minister, the first Premier of Nigeria. He's not even outside, he's from a tribe they call the Gere tribe. I think he was in Bauchi. Although his mother has a blood lineage of Fulani. I think one of the parents of his mother is a Fulani. That is how they do. But he is from Gere tribe. And unfortunately, that tribe now in Bauchi is going extinct. Let me tell you. The Fulani have used the Hausa to absorb them. This is a crime against humanity. People don't know. UNESCO is trying to protect all these things to avoid up to 70 people. It's extinct because they now see themselves as Hausa. It's what the Fulani they have done. But all these people, the worst is that Nigerian journalists, they don't do investigative journalism to find out all these things, what is happening. How can there is no Nigerian journalist. What they have is brown envelope. People that they will quote what happened in Lekki, they will start quoting CNN from America that comes from thousands of kilometers. Not we talk, according to CNN, there's a report. They are shame of Nigerians, they shame me, I'm telling you. These are things that people should be doing. Journalists should be inquiring, why are these people going extinct? It's not normal. Just like the Taino people of the Americas, the West Indies. The original people there, they are called the Taino, the original indigenous population. But they are extinct. Do you understand? That is why the Amazonians are being protected in their culture. They are allowed to live in their culture. Even the Red Indians, they are protected, allowed to live in their culture. Do you understand? The right of the indigenous people. But in Nigeria, all these things, it doesn't matter. Let me tell you, in a restored Biafra, we will make sure that we go down to earth to protect everybody, every culture, every civilization. As far as it doesn't disturb any other people, or it doesn't trample on the rights of people. What you do in cultures is to, if the bad things, the bad cancers in cultures, you refine, it undergoes refining, mutation, because that is human being for you. After all, 200 years back, people were not flying aeroplane, but changes made people to start flying, discover or invented flying. That is it. That is it. So culture is the same thing. No culture is perfect. Every culture has bad part and good part. So when you do what do you do? You both saw the arts when they entered Benin Kingdom. They said, look, we never see this kind of arts before. They secretly stole everything. And today, most of the arts you are seeing, the world arts you are seeing, renowned arts, they copied many things from the Benin Kingdom, the Benin arts. You don't know that. But you will never see it in history. No. Because how would they bring credit to Africa? But what they will only tell you there is, yes, it's true that Benin Kingdom was soft. When they met Benin Empire, it was, according to one Englishman, he said it's a stench of death. He called it the stench of death because of human sacrifice. It's very absurd and disgusting. It's true. And some of all these ones, they are practicing all these things, albeit secretly today. That is why when an Oba dies, they have to bury him with heads of human beings, 7 or 8 heads, I don't know. These are things that people should, because human beings, we are changing, we are mutating. The way human beings look in this century, in last 100 or 200 years, it wasn't like that. The looks of human being was not like that. It's true, it's reality. There is always evolution, and we must evolve with time. That is what makes us human beings. That is what makes us to be called Homo sapiens, thinking, because that is the brain. You have to shed things that are bad. You can learn it from others, from other culture. Other cultures also will take something good from your culture, but you will not know. You might not know. Japan, they learned many things from the modern Europe during the 16th century when Europe first visited Japan. You understand? Japan copied many things like modern weaponry. That time the samurais, they were using sword, bow and arrow. But when they saw the European weapons, they were amazed and they copied it and they replicated it. You see? But they didn't jettison their culture, their basic culture, they didn't jettison it. But the saddest part of it is in our land today, we completely jettison our culture. There is something that what do you call him? Shawore, he did last 2 days. Even personally, I love it. I'm telling you. I say if you are going to court today, instead of going to a lawyer, going with a lawyer, you see your native doctor being at your back. I love it. Anyhow, I love it. People will not even mess with you because that is your culture. Personally, I love it. You cannot condemn because I must wear a suit. What is, if they tell you the origin of suit and tie, you will even say, Lord, must I wear suit or tie or this and that to be called a real human being? Let us always reason like human beings, please. We must continue. please let us do the right thing by separating these people, because the Hausas, they are also victims of the Fulani onslaught, Fulani terrorism. The Hausas, they are victims today. They understand. All other indigenous population in the north, tribes, every other tribes in the north, they are victims together. But their problem is fear. And Fulani, they are still using their religion and their emirs and their power to intimidate them, because they are in their midst. They are lording it over them. These people, they need help. We need to talk to them. We need to deliver them. That is why the essence of our existence as Biafrans, because we are the light. We are the light. That is what you are doing. Let us do the right thing. Today, I'm going to go straight to the topic of my submission. It might look somehow, but let me say the topic of my submission is importance of building coalition or alliance. Listen attentively so that you can understand what I'm saying. Importance of building coalition or alliance. Let me tell you one thing. Building a coalition or alliance involves intelligence, selflessness, and vision. Without all these factors, you cannot be able to build coalition or alliance. It's impossible. You know, as they say, a tree cannot make a forest. That is it. You see, the reason why our leader has been consistent. He never changed the way he speaks. Instead, he adds more essence to the way he speaks. Intelligence and selflessness. It's not like people that will go today, they will speak one thing, tomorrow they will change. Now, the condition changes them. As far as you are on the right track, listen, you must continue. As I said, I'm talking about the importance of building coalition or alliance. This building of coalition or alliance involves intelligence, selflessness, and vision. Because a tree cannot form a forest. Let me tell you this story. During the Second World War, Hitler, Germany, they decimated the whole of Europe. They conquered France. Even, I think, 1941, they overran France, I think 40 or 41. The war started 39. Within small time, they overran France like. It was only Britain standing, United Kingdom. And do you know why? It is not because Hitler cannot or couldn't have taken Britain. No, it was not like that. But Hitler made a very strategic mistake. Sorry, I'm building something so that you understand from scratch. You know, Hitler thought that Britain was, anyway, leave these people, just bombard them and leave them. They are Ofemano. Anytime we don't want to, we take them. France was gone. France, Charles de Gaulle ran away from France. He established, I think, first of all, he went to Algeria, and later I think he was in England also, running government from exile. Hitler, instead of running over, let me tell you, once you're on the wrong side, you must make mistake. That demon that is pushing you must push you into mistake. That is exactly what the Fulani are doing. When you make mistake, Hitler made a very strategic mistake. Go and study the Second World War. He would have immediately overrun what do you call United Kingdom, because that time even Winston Churchill was panicking. He was panicking that any time the Nazis, they can invade, and that is it. He is ready to run. But do you know what? Hitler made a very strategic but fatal error he committed by not taking England. By concentrating, now he felt that he is all and all, or he was all and all. He started facing the East, the Soviet Union. That is where of which even Joseph Stalin didn't believe that Hitler will betray their accord and attack him, because two of them are almost the same thing, the same character. People that have ambitions of conquering the world. So before the war, they signed a non-aggression pact. Hitler signed with Stalin that they will not, under no circumstances must they attack each other. No. And they were psychopaths. So Stalin trusted. Even when Stalin received intelligence that that Hitler is planning to attack Soviet Union, Stalin he cautioned the intelligence and threw it into the dustbin. And he said, no, it can different intelligence. He said no, he will take once he take England, now he will be ruling Western Europe. He will be in Eastern Europe ruling. So two psychopaths. That was the very strategic error of the Second World War, and that is what cost Hitler the war. And that is the plan, the deliverance from God. Otherwise, had it been immediately, he bombarded London. He bombarded England like anything, without even resistance. Much more resistance anyway. Had it been that time, he would have taken England. But the way God would have had it, because he knows that Hitler is evil, he made that strategic mistake by now leaving England and concentrating in the north, the Soviet Union or East. And then he said, okay, it gave Winston Churchill the necessary air to Britain now to start continue his counter offensive and counter plans. And one of those plans, the major plans of Winston Churchill, that was the Prime Minister of Britain as of that time, was to form a coalition with Franklin D. Roosevelt, that was the President of the United States as of that time, into joining the war, because America were neutral. They were neutral. They say it doesn't concern them. After all, this is old Europe. Listen, I'm building a background for you to understand my topic, please. Let me read this. One of the methods Britain, you respect them. They are highly intelligent. They contribute, no matter how yap them, disdain them, do anything. But let me tell you, Britain contributed a lot in the advancement of humanity. I'm telling you honestly. Forget about their government. They contributed immensely to the advancement of humanity. This agricultural and the industrial revolution, it started in England. Many discoveries, many things in England that is helping humanity. So that is why when I look at them, I say, anyway, that is the truth. They are very intelligent. Do you know that Britain you are seeing today, although it's not absurd anyway, because after all they colonized USA that is the world power today. The only thing is that Britain is treading the path of destruction by supporting evil against the children of light, and it's totally unacceptable. Do you know British M16, that is the foreign intelligence? You know, M15, M15 is the local, just like FBI. But the M16 is for foreign intelligence. You know, M16 as that name was formed since 1912. But it has the Secret Service of Britain has been in existence since 1569, 1569, formed by one man called Sir Francis Walsingham. Do you know when CIA you are hearing today as if it started from time? No. CIA was just formed 1947 yesterday. 1947. Although it was proceeded before, it was called the Coordinator of Information, COI, which was formed also 1941. 1941 during the Second World War. When you hear CIA, this and that, CIA is just not long time. The main old guy is M15. These are the main old guy. Britain. Since the 16th century, they have been there, but with different names. M15 is the First World War, 1912. Prior to the First World War, it was changed into M16. And even it might be funny, but it's truth. Britain helped even to train the first CIAs. They helped them to train them. But today, they are on top. That is why it is not who started race first. Do you see how life is? People will say, no, Biafra, how can you do the way? No, you come, you will fail this and that. I say, it is not who started first. Just don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. It is the people, the eagerness, the love of your country makes you build a model, a country model. In Nigeria, everybody hates Nigeria. I'm telling you honestly, both even Fulani, they are just using that name Nigeria in order to make sure to colonize to enslave everybody. But that name, no person loves Nigeria. Nobody. Forget about even all these politicians. Oh, God bless Nigeria. God bless Nigeria where? Because they are stealing from it. That is the only thing. Their oil wealth, that is the blessing. God is blessing them. That is why you see them playing lip service. With a genuine love of your country, you build a vibrant, advanced country. Advanced civilization. With a genuine love. If you love, let me tell you, if you love your country, no person can even give you, no matter what, if he give you the whole world to say your country, you say no. No. Do you see the Fulani? They will give you the whole excuse in this world. Oh, the northern borders are porous. Oh, this and that. We cannot control, but they can effect the blockade. They can effect the blockade of food from Middle Belt even, not from North. But they cannot control other borders. Do you see that? And they effected the complete blockade of Biafra, air, land, and sea. 1960s, when there was no too much modern technology like now. But today, once it comes to Fulani, they say, no, we cannot control. Hey, the border is porous. We have to apply for ECOWAS protocol to be reviewed. They continue wasting time, buying time. As far as they are buying time, their people are coming for their agenda to be in progress. And the stupid Nigerians, very foolish, docile set of people are believing. Our leader, I understand him, I feel him. The frustrations he used to have when he's on air is the same thing I have. About the foolishness, the stupidity of the people that call themselves Nigerians. How this Fulani, they have been manipulating everybody. Your eyes and you are watching it, you are laughing. You are watching it and you can't do nothing. You feel that you can't do nothing. Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State told you that, look, we are using Nigerian resources to bring the Fulani from every part of Africa to be here in Nigeria. Nothing you can do about it because we are all Fulani. Nothing. We are not. Nigerian doesn't matter to us. He say it Koro national television. People are still there watching. You see people here. Now Nigeria with. What kind of people are these? You see, even all those people that call themselves intellectuals that are paraphrasing him, defending him. No, it didn't mean that. What he means is, the parallelism of that they swallow you, and you are even, they give you money, you start defending them. You are enemies to destroy yourself. How can you look at these people? You see, sometimes I say, are these people really real human beings? That's why I call them primitive Neanderthals, honestly. It doesn't matter. You are nothing in my presence, even if you have 100 PhD. You are nothing. As far as you come, start defending the indefensible. Nigeria, I say you are nothing. I don't care who you are. I simply look at you as a very stupid Neanderthal. You are there. Somebody is telling you that, look, we are bringing our people, our tribe from every Africa, installing in your ancestral land. Tomorrow you say so, they are killing us, Fulani herdsmen, they are in our land. But they are saying it, and we are calling for you to do something you don't want to do something. You say you are calling us, no, these are prescribed by POB, and no, these are rumor mongers. But they are telling you something, Koro, in your lifetime, and you are doing nothing about it. You are more than stupid, because stupidity is not the right word. I don't know any word that is worse. I'm telling you. So let me go back to what I was saying. Britain fearing the onslaught of Germany during the Second World War, when France was down, they started campaigning for America to join them. Because before that, listen, during that time, America had no too much close affinity with Britain. According to statistics at that time, in 1940, 7% of Americans thought the US should declare war on Germany. Only 7%. Do you understand? Do you know why? Because as of that time, Americans were seeing Britain. American generally did not see Britain as some close, beloved ally at the start of the Second World War. Do you understand? They said Britain was instead one of the major economic rivals to the United States. In addition, the colonialist British Empire, which America had proudly detached itself from, was hugely unpopular and understandably so. Before World War II, Americans were seeing Britain even as bully. These people that they hew us down. So They don't want anything to do with, even had it been Germany ran Britain over. Maybe Americans would have loved it and say, it's good for you people. You people that like to enslave others. Be enslaved. But Winston Churchill tried to break that bond. That is why in international politics, there is no permanent friend, no permanent enemy, but permanent interest. There are ways our people understand the politics. Politics is not a bad thing, because without politics you cannot exist as human beings, even or modern human beings. Nigerian politics is not politics; it's criminality. So people don't judge politics with Nigeria politics. You understand? Wherever it involves management or management of people, let me call it like that, politics is always involved. That is it. So, what am I trying to say? Look at even South Africa. Who was the arch enemy? Who was the arch enemy of ANC? Is it not Britain? But today, Britain and South Africa, they are now like heavy buddies. That is international politics. We are fighting. Britain is holding us hostage using the Fulani Caliphate. But let me tell you, tomorrow, once we have our nation, things will change. Our business with Britain will be win-win situation, equal, a win-win. That is how it is. That is why they say there is no permanent friend, no permanent enemy, but permanent interest. When it is our interest to fight Britain, we fight them. When it is our interest to, be friend with them, we become. That is how it is in life. Now it is our interest to fight them, to take our freedom by force from their hand. America was having that animosity until the Second World War. Do you know that? America was having that animosity. Americans, they saw Britain as bully, as the people that held them hostage. Do you understand? Do you know that Eritrea and Ethiopia, before they were, during the fight, the war, Eritrea war with Ethiopia for independence, during all those long years, they were enemies. They see themselves, Eritreans and Ethiopia, they see themselves as mortal enemies. But the other time I was listening to one channel, where that one reporter was in the midst of Ethiopians and Eritreans. They were happy together. Now the Eritreans are independent. They say, we are good, one people. Independent Eritrea and independent Ethiopia, we are one people. Very happy together. That is how it should be. Now they'll be treated equal. No person is lording it over another. That is why I don't understand. Sometimes I don't understand the issue with our Oduduwa brothers. A very independent Oduduwa with an independent Biafra will be heavy, high, good friends that will be healthy competition. Things will be working. The current will be flowing. But once we are together and one is lording it over against another, there will be that friction and animosity. Do you see the difference? It's logical. Do you understand? It's logical. We are in one place and one person is lording it over. It's better we separate and be independent. Now, this person, you control your thing, I control my thing. If I want to borrow something, I come to you, you borrow me, say, give me. Or if I want to ask, even, give me, please, I don't have. You can gratefully give me. With respect as a human being, as equal. Vice versa. Instead of, if we are together, if I want to drink water, You give me the amount you want. Maybe I can drink 1 liter of water at a time. You give me 1/4 of a liter. Say, I tell you, but I want to drink a liter. You slap me. Say, come on, it's me in charge. So take it. Because we are living in the same house. But once we separate and you are living in your apartment, I'm living in mine. Everybody have to control his own thing. I can come and cry to you, say, please, my brother, you know what? I don't even have something to cook today. Can you give me just 1 kilo of rice? You said, my brother, take 2 kilos there, no problem. Don't just feel free. My house and your house is the same. You know that he's talking. My house and your house. My house is your house. You know it's talk. It's political talk statement. I cannot come into your house and behave anyhow. It's with respect. The same thing to you. You cannot come into my house and behave anyhow. It's the same respect. But if we are together, we'll be vying for supremacy. Do you understand that? Today I might want to eat beans. I want to cook beans. You say no. I am giving order. Cook for me rice. It's what you are going to eat. Do you see the difference between, when people live together and when people are separated? They become even more close friends than when they were together. Because inside the house you'll be vying for supremacy and killing yourself. So that is it. Before the war, the Second World War, public opinion in America, they saw Britain as a force, bullying force. That they were British Empire, which they removed themselves from by God's grace. They fought them, so these people, let them go die. But do you know what? For America to enter into the fray, into the fight during the Second World War, Winston Churchill have to use every effort he has as a country, as an intelligent people, in order to force America to enter into that fray. Because they know that if America enters, it is to their advantage. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying. That is why I'm talking about the importance of building coalition. The importance of building coalition or alliance. So, do you know what Britain did that time? Britain tried to lure USA into the fight through many ways, but principally using fake news and misinformation to influence the US public opinion. The first thing they want to do is to use different channels, including fake news and misinformation, to influence the US public. They targeted the US public because they know America is a Republican country. Power belongs to the people. You cannot just go direct to the US president. No? You influence public opinion. Do you know that the agitation for the restoration of Biafra, do you know that if most American public know about it and start talking, both white and black, start talking about Biafra, do you know that it will force the legislators and their politicians to act? Do you know that? That is an issue for another day anyway. So, the British, they use, among other things, fake news and misinformation. And do you know what they did? They formulated a story, M16, that is intelligence. Our leader said that Biafra's intelligence will be only comparable to Mossad. That is how it is. Because Mossad is, if not the best intelligence organization in the world. Not CIA. People think it's CIA. is Mossad. Mossad have helped CIA in many uncountable things you might not know. It's Mossad. The best in the world is Mossad. It's not even CIA. Sometimes something will be difficult for CIA. They will call Mossad because there is nothing, in Mossad. Let me tell you, there is nothing like impossible. That word impossible doesn't exist in the Mossad dictionary. I'm telling you before God and man. There was one time when during the what do you call it? The 1966, 67, 68, the time of America was fighting war in Vietnam, the Vietnam War. Russia used their MiG fighter jet. There was one particular MiG that time that was above America's technology. So the Russians controlled the air. They said, no, this thing cannot be. They fought that MiG, that particular model of MiG, as of that time, 1967-68, it was the best in the world. People don't know that before, the Soviet Union was ruling in terms of technology, war advancement. It was a Soviet Union. After all, they first entered they first put Yuri Gagarin in space or in the moon. Even before him, there was one person they called Vladimir Ilyuchev. He was on the space, the first person, not even Yuri Gagarin. But the Russians, the Soviet Union, there is a reason, because he failed. But he entered space, the first reason to enter space. But it's in their secret file. They call him Vladimir Ilyuchev. Before Yuri Gagarin, they closed it. One of the reasons, because of even the man's political stand, he was a kind of against socialism that time, kind of. So they didn't promote him. So what am I trying to say? Now the story about the MiG, America was crying, saying they don't know how to get that type of technology. The MiG carries it. And that time, Mossad, Israel, was trying to lure America, because America never still have 100% trust on Israel for your information. Because many people don't understand, many people misplace the history sometimes. The primary set of people that supported even Israel, the equipment they have, everything, most of it come from the Russia, Soviet Union. This because they were the first people to support Israel in many of their initial wars, because the Russians, they wanted to create a socialist country in the Middle East. Do you understand? But Israel, they went there, they turned. They said, this type of government, we don't want it. Most of them come from Soviet Union. America didn't even trust Israel that time. But because the Israelis, they saw the future to be capitalists. That is vision, ability to read tomorrow. It's intelligence. Your ability to see tomorrow and read tomorrow. There are think tanks in countries that you have to tell, forecast things. It's their job. But Nigeria is not a country. They don't have all this. Everybody is a look of money. So what am I saying? That MiG technology, Russians were on top of America, because they saw the actions of that MiG in Vietnam. Now, America needs that MiG by all means. A sample of that MiG in order to get the technology, look into it and get the technology and do something and replicate it in their own way. Also, Israel want to have confidence of America because America is dealing with them, but not too much. They don't have confidence because they are seeing them as Israelis as bunch of communists. That is the right word. So, do you know what happened? Mossad, Israel say, "You want this MiG? Come on, we can get it for you, free of charge." CIA say, "You are joking. Stop this. You are nonsense. I don't want it." Israel say, "We can get you this MiG. Don't worry. Just give us more time. Don't worry. Just watch and see." You know what they did? Because that time they had some supplies. Russia supplied the Middle East with that MiG in order to control Middle East. You know what happened? Israel, they have, Israel, that is why sometimes your enemies will think that they will push you. They don't know that the pushing, the way they throw you everywhere, it becomes an advantage. That is exactly what Biafra is replicating. Do you know that we have Biafrans all over the world? Do you know that in Biafra land, we have Biafrans, Chinese Biafrans. We have lost Biafrans. We have Mexican, Spanish Biafrans. What type of Biafrans we don't have? Today it has become advantage. That is the advantage of, Israel over others. Because they can blend in anywhere. If we say now, if our leader come and announce now, we need Biafrans that can speak Russia to go some mission in Russia. Before God and man, before you know it, thousands will surface immediately. You understand? Thousands will surface that speaks and with Russian citizenship. They will come up. If you say, okay, we need Greenland, Greenland, the part of autonomous part of Denmark, Biafrans that we have mission. You will see Greenland Biafrans will come out. That is the advantage. People don't know why God didn't give us Biafra at that time. He wants to give us this advantage so that we use it to shine and rule Black Africa, to be high, to be showing example. That is what gave Israel advantage. The fact that they were scattered all over the world, European Jews, African Jews, Arab Jews, full ground. So they can blend anywhere. You will see somebody thinking he's praying, Allah Akbar. He's an Arab. You don't know that he's a Jewish. He's a Mossad. You don't know. That is advantage. Whereas you Americans, they don't have all this advantage because they will need somebody that will. How can you be speaking? It's now that they are learning different languages, America. Before you start speaking, they will detect you and kill you in Afghanistan. But Jews, they have Afghan Jews. Do you know that? They have Pakistani Jews. So they can blend in anywhere and, chill. Wear their turban and chill. And if you say, okay, the advantage we have, if we say, okay, we need to infiltrate the Hausa, we have our people, you see them in Katangura, you will not even know that they are Igbos. They will blend. That is an advantage, an extra advantage to us in this movement. People don't know. So, do you know? Let me complete that story. Mossad told the CIA, said, look, don't worry, we will get you that MiG. Is it not what you need? Because they want to build trust with America, to trust them, because America didn't trust them. They said there are things they don't share with them together because they believe that if they share with them, Russia will have it. It's during the heat of Cold War. So Mossad, they made their contacts through their agents in Arab world. And one Iraqian man, he's a pilot. He's an Iraqi Christian. He was recruited, contacted, and promised $1 million. He demanded $1 million that time. and they didn't even price it. He's a pilot. It's an Iraqi pilot. And he said, okay, I will carry this job. I'll bring, this MiG, I'm a pilot. And I pilot this MiG. So I will bring it to you in Tel Aviv. Direct. But you pay me $1 million. Number one. Before I move, you make sure that my family, they move out of Iraq. They say, oh, they don't even, they say we will give you anything you want. Your family, your mother, your father, you know Arabs, they like families. Your mother, your father, even your grandmother, anyone you want us to remove, we remove him. They planned everything. They moved the family to Turkey. Immediately the family is out of Turkey. They send him coded message. That says, okay. He said, okay, don't worry, I'm coming. He entered in a routine flight. You know, he entered flight, piam, and disappeared. He moved away. Down to, I think it's a stealth fighter even. Stealth, that is, it's invisible to radar. He came down. This thing was so secretive that only the prime minister and the head of Mossad know about this program. No, only two of them know about this program. They knew about this program. So they say the funny part of it is that when that flight was entering, when he entered the Israeli airspace, the Air Force detected that there is one enemy. For identify yourself. The man radioed the people he's supposed to radio. The head of Mossad. The head of Mossad even didn't tell the Air Force general. He had to call the prime minister at that time. The prime minister of Israel they were giving an excuse. No, leave it, let us watch. Which kind of, they said, no, he entered, we need to shoot, he said, no, don't shoot first. Let us watch. They said, but it's an enemy, he's unidentified. They said, no. They started giving very, excuses. Flimsy excuses. Because they don't want to compromise this. They don't want to tell them that this is our program. Wait, let it come. They will say, you never know. Because this is so important it's a key. This is the main thing that made America to trust Israel till today. I'm telling you. This history is the thing. Is the key. Until that plane landed, they breathed in. And the man came down. They said the eagle have landed. The family of the man was taken to Turkey. The family of the man. All the family were removed before the man moved. You are taken to Turkey. I think through Turkey to Israel even. You understand? So when Mossad contacted CIA that we have your bed. We have your bed, your MiG, we have it in our hand. In Tel Aviv, they say no, these people, they are the highest liars. How can these people be? How are you joking with this kind of thing? They say, we have your bed in our land, come and check it before it's too late. Because the Soviet Union is before it start threatening fire and nuclear strike on us, come and check this thing. Immediately they came, they saw, lo and behold, Lengami Guhuto. Chineke Kukuna in job. The CIA chief, he shook the Mossad, he said, yes, you have gained our trust. Finish. They enter inside and take photos at the can. This is a few, this is something that will take will take less than 1 hour. They have photoed everything they want to photo, and the technicians are there. Russia was clamoring. Oh, we had that, this and that. Israel, if they say no, it was hijacked, this and that. The pilot was taken to safety. Everything was there, and they told Russia, please send somebody to come and take back your plane. is just an incident. You understand? We didn't take it, so it's just an incident. They have taken everything. They have ransacked the whole technology they want to take. And Russia have to send somebody to take back the plane. Do you understand? So from that day, CIA and Mossad become 9 and 6. So let me go back to what the tactics used by Winston Churchill, the British Prime Minister, in order to make America enter into the Second World War, because it will be to their advantage. Okay, let me read a bit. He said in June 1941, Americans read about an extraordinary British mission into new Nazi-occupied France. Newspapers, including the Baltimore Sun and New York Post, detailed how the British parachuted into an airfield with Tommy guns and hand grenades, overpowered the guards, and destroyed about 30 planes. All of the team members made it back to Britain alive via torpedo boats, along with 40 German prisoners in tow. It was an incredible story. This is the story they put in newspaper Britain. It's the work of M16. That they overpower, they do this, Britain, they send their crack team into Germany. Now that they overpower this and that and brought back and kill. All these things, America bought it because they want America to feel that they are impregnable. These people are too much. So supporting them will be to their advantage. That is, they put it in newspapers. This is propaganda. You know, when our leader is telling you that, look, war is not only by gun. Propaganda is the main weapon of war. Britain used it and it worked in order to lure Americans into the war. To make American people have confidence. Unbeknown to the United States, the British Foreign Intelligence Service, known as M16, had planted the story in the press as part of a covert influence campaign to convince the country to enter World War II. Do you understand that? With Hitler aggressively gaining ground across the continent and dropping bombs over London, British Prime Minister Winston Churchill has been anxiously lobbying Franklin D. Roosevelt for reinforcements against the Germans. But America firmly resisted being drawn into another bloody war on European soil. But their intelligence made it. Because as of that time, as I told you before, only 7% of Americans thought that US should declare war. Only 7%, so they don't even see it as anything. But after many things happened, of which one of these things I told you, they have to lobby, M16 have to infiltrate civil societies in America in order to start clamoring for support for UK, and because they have to sway the public opinion in America. Do you see what it means to build alliance? It's not easy. It needs extreme intelligence. That is why, listen, when I know at the first time our leader started by attacking everybody, both the Oduduwas. Some people, even somebody in this platform, take it personal. Sometimes I look at people, I say, look, some people are not intelligent, honestly. Somebody took it personal here, as if it's personal affair. It's not personal. It's not personal. Our leader knew what he was doing. A time came, he said, stop, cease fire. Don't attack these people again, but this useless moron don't know. A thing that is only opening mouth and shouting, talking. That is why, what you call discipline. Without discipline, you cannot achieve an advanced country. You cannot achieve advancement. Discipline is the key. Our leader said, stop. Stop attack. Because what he was achieving, what he was trying to achieve, he's seen the light. He gave order, stop attack. If we are doing meeting that time, you say, you see that useless person, you will start complaining, no, this and that. I say, come on. Somebody that knows why have told us. So, why are you arguing? An order is an order. There is a reason. So follow it. That is why, in a war, you cannot win a war without discipline. Command and control. Do you understand that? Principles of command and control is highly, it's complex. It's sophisticated sometimes. Fighting a war, many things are involved. Many things are involved. Let me also say, I don't know why the story is just coming out. There is this story of Second World War. This man is a very big asset to Hitler. He's an agent of Hitler planted. I think he's a Spanish. He's the person that the main key to the success of Normandy, the Normandy landing. That man is a Spanish but lives in England. He was planted by Hitler as an agent, and a very big agent for that in England. That man now, he went even to report. It's him that went. They didn't discover him. He went to Britain. He went to British M16 and told them that, look, I'm an agent. They even looked down on him, say, what kind of this man? He said, look, I'm an agent. Until they found out that really this man is what he said. He said, I'm here to do some job for Hitler, and I'm here for good. I think he's a farmer. He was a farmer. This man is one of the biggest assets Britain has as an agent during the Second World War, because he made the landing successful. He was the person that he made Hitler believe that the Allies will not come through Normandy, that they are preparing to come through another side. That you see, when you see their preparation in Normandy is a digressive attack. That is why Hitler concentrated on the other side. There is another side that he thought that the Allied forces will come from. This man made it to work. So, do you know, in order to build confidence, because when Britain really know the words of this man, I mean M16, now sometimes they give they have to give him secret information about their troop movement. Let me just listen to this, because this is a war. War, you can lose a battle on purpose just to win the war in general. This man, in order to have him, make Hitler still his credibility to be on top with Nazi, sometimes they will give him credible information. Listen, Britain can send secret crack teams behind the enemy lines in order to go and sabotage things on German or French territory, because that time France is under German control. Do you know what Britain will do? The commander, the general, he will sell this information of the movement of some of his troops to this man to sell to Germany. So that when these people, when they will land, you know that he's sending people, the general is sending people. I want you to understand how sophisticated the war should be. It's not a very palatable decision, but that is how it is. The general can send people, maybe 15, 20 people, highly trained crack team behind the enemy line, and he will still go and reveal it to this man and say, this man, because now they turn the man into double agent and tell the man, give this information to your people, so that they will wait for so time, these people will land. And it's true, they will land. These are British soldiers. When they land, now they will leave them. After they can kill all of them. Germany can kill all of them. That thing now, they are trying to build confidence on this their agent, that he is real. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying. Sometimes war is sophisticated. That is why our leader wants to tell you, do this, do it. You don't know the reason, but do it. We are in a war. We are in a war. Lives can be sacrificed, but what we want is overall victory. That is it. My life doesn't matter. Individual life doesn't matter. What matters is the overall victory. Do you understand? So when when I was reading this history, studying it, they sacrificed lives of people to build something more huge. Those people they send, after the whole things will be sabotaged, they will kill all of them. No person will know why. But the general knows, because this type of intelligence job is only mostly one or two people. The general will know about it, maybe with the prime minister. Other commanders will be complaining, there is a saboteur in our midst, or this, but they don't know, they didn't know that there is something they want to achieve. A huge success. So now that information this man gave to Nazis, we continue putting trust, making them to have trust on the man. That look, this man told us these people are coming in the next 1 month. And that next 1 month, they will jump out from from flight and parachute themselves now to so place, and they watch them. It's like that. So why can't they believe him? They will kill the soldiers after or capture some, and that is it. Because that is a soldier's life, expendability. But they are building trust on this man, so that the Germans will have big trust. They will be giving him information on what they want to do. And the man is very big resource till the end of the war to the Allies. Do you understand? Now, after everything, the man will be giving, if the man give them 5 misinformation, he will give them 1 good information. Or if the misinformation is given them is about the landing of retaking of France. Well, now he become the biggest asset of Germans as a secret serviceman. The same thing too. He become the biggest asset to the Allies, to Britain. You see, the only man that received double medal from Germany, from Hitler, and from Queen of England. It's not easy, because it's from that invasion, the Normandy invasion of France by the Allies, Germany started crumbling. Now, let me go back to what I was saying about the importance of building coalition or alliance. Let me say it again, this one. During the Operation Desert Storm, and later the invasion of Iraq in 2003. America didn't do it alone. They first of all tried to build alliance, build coalition. And in some ways, they also use fake news and misinformation. And the cohesion, cohesion, not cohesion, cohesion, C-O-E-R-C-I-O-N, cohesion. That is soft, push. They push people. They can use their money to entice countries to vote in the United Nations Assembly. This is intelligent work. Intelligence work, I should say. So, do you think that coalition is not important and these people are building it? It is about the survival of a nation, the survival of a country. That is why we always encourage our Oduduwa brothers and sisters, our Kwararafa Republic, that is Middle Belt, in order to rise up, remove fear factor, rise up and claim what belongs to you. We are in a coalition, or we should be. The ability to form coalition or alliance is a form of political maturity, civilization, or advancement. You cannot say, let me do it alone. You cannot. Because no man is an island. That is why we always want, like as I said before, when our leader says, stop attacking Yoruba people, many people misunderstood, but there is something very huge there. Because you attack them with the truth. When you attack a reasonable person with the truth, no matter no matter the insult, but you look beyond that insult, you see, what this man is telling us is the truth. Forget about his insult and his tune. That is the truth. That is the way to wake somebody from sleep. When he starts realizing himself, now you should know that it is not the tactics that you used before you will use again. You change tactics. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm saying? Now let me come back home. The key factor to the Fulani hegemony we are witnessing today came from the ability of the British government in thwarting any coalition between Nnamdi of NCNC, Nigerian Congress of National Congress of Nigeria and the Cameroon. Yes. Although they later changed it to National Council of Nigeria Citizens. Nnamdi Azikiwe and the Chief Obafemi Awolowo of Action Group. Britain know that they created a country, amalgamated the country for their own interest. But if they didn't take care of this country they amalgamated, it will no more be to their own interest. That is why every plan for East and West, that is Oduduwa and Biafra, to coalesce, to be together as allies, Britain tried everything, their highest diplomacy, in order to thwart it, and they did it. And anything that made them to try to make them to form alliance, Britain thwarted it, and they used their selfishness, extreme selfishness. Both Azikiwe, Awolowo, and Akintola, I'm telling you, all of them are guilty. All of them are guilty. Do you understand? Nnamdi Azikiwe was very active in Nigerian youth movement. The same thing like Awolowo, Nigeria's first nationalist organization. But he failed to solidify his coalition with Awolowo despite all odds. I will tell you why. Let me tell you, sometimes you can justifiably feel bad about a situation or somebody, but you should hang on the arrangement for the collective benefit of your people. That is where our people are primitive. Look at Uchemofo. I'm not preaching about him, please. I'm just a reference. Father Odimegwa tried everything to settle his case with our leader, which is God that willed it. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been, in a patch on a leak. Father Odimegwa tried to patch on a leak. God said, no, this person, leave him. You push him and you push him. He left him. That demon that was in him, because our leader said, Biafra na charge more. When you have evil thoughts, if you are not genuine in this struggle, a time you cannot stay here forever. A time will come, your body will be itching you. Something you see, what you will be seeing is complain. Even the other person, what is the other obid? A time came, only complain. He will call, only complain. Our leader, way is doing things. Oh yeah, he's saying things. I say, what? Only complain. That is the time the manifestation of the evil spirit they had before. It's manifesting. It was manifesting. Father Odimegwa told Uchemofo that this is not about your interest. This is about the interest of millions of Biafras all over the world that are following you and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But thank God with Chukwuka Abiyama, Amadioha, Omapa, and the things become more better. Imagine what it would have been sometime with the formation of this ESN. Imagine Uchemofo being here. Imagine the internal squabbles every day. Oh God Almighty! That is why God didn't pity Datan and Abiram, Korah and Datan and Abiram during the biblical Moses days. Because if you pity them, they will become cancer. Every minute of the day, they will continue complaining and making people to suffer even more. So God opened the soil and they fall in, them and their family, so that they will be forgotten. And they were buried alive. That is how God does his things. Had it been, imagine with this ESN, if with Uchemofo here, maybe Father Odimegwa tried and physically amalgamated them Uchemofo into the struggle again. Every minute of the day he will be complaining. Every minute. There will be internal problem that will be even more worse. So that is why, once you don't have the interest of the struggle or the movement or the people in your mind, you will fall apart. Awolowo, Akintola, Azikiwe, they were to blame. I will tell you why. Some can say even Awolowo and Akintola, they bore some of the biggest blame for the lack of coalition between the West and the East. Let me read something so that you can understand. From the eve of independence, Awolowo led the action group as the leader of the opposition in the federal parliament, leaving Samuel Ladoke Akintola as the Western Region Premier. Disagreements between Awolowo and Akintola on how to run the Western Region led the latter, that is Akintola, to an alliance with Tafawa Balewa led NPC federal government. NPC, you know what it means? It's the party. The party name that time, Northern People's Congress. Any of that, they don't hide. Why also I admire them. They don't hide their feeling. They tell you, Korokoro, we are for the North. We are for Fulani, for our people. Now it would have been for the interest of other people like Awolowo, Akintola, Azikiwe to say, I am for the East. This one say I'm for the West. And Chekina, Okuabu. Is it not so? But this one, his political party was NPC, Northern People's Congress, not Nigerian People's Congress, Northern People's Congress. That is northernization. Till today, they don't hide it. That is why Bauchi state governor can tell you anything. That the Fulani there, we bring them. Well, we don't care about Nigeria. It is not today they started it. You understand? They have been consistent on it. Okay. He said a constitutional crisis led to the declaration of a state of emergency in the western region, eventually resulting in a widespread breakdown of law and order. That is in Oduduwa region. Because Awolowo is having problem with his brother. People that are supposed to, have common interest and goal. No matter whatever, they come to the table and regulate it. So that when people will be talking about the problem, they don't go right to the root. Okay? Now, when Britain, because Britain, they know what they are doing also. They saw a crack in these two people, these two brothers. Now they make that crack to become gully, because that is what they want. Listen their plan and what they did. Now, excluded from national government, Awolowo and his party faced an increasingly precarious position. Akintola's followers, Akintola's followers, angered at their exclusion from power, formed the Nigerian National Democratic Party (NNDP) under Akintola's leadership, having previously suspended the elected Western Regional Assembly. The federal government then reconstituted the body after maneuvers that brought Akintola (NNDP) into power without an election. After maneuvers, that maneuvers they didn't explain. It's British maneuvers. Look at, they know that the West, they cherished Awolowo, but they brought a stumbling block, Akintola, disagreement. No agree. They will come this side, no agree. They will go Awolowo, no agree. And two of them did not know, would not even, they were not matured enough in order to resolve their problems. That is where the problem started originally. I will tell you why it is so. I'll tell you why it is so. Now, as I said, as I read before, this guy formed Akintola. He formed another party and become a leader. Somebody that formed new party. Britain maneuvered him this and that in order to, because people love Awolowo. His people love Awolowo more than, though he have followers. Instead of making themselves to have to conclude by themselves and resolve their differences, instead Britain went there and scattered them more. They maneuvered this newly formed party to become the premier. You understand? They put him into power without election. Shortly afterwards, Awolowo and several disciples were arrested, charged, convicted of treason, and jailed for conspiring with Ghanaian authorities under Balewa to overthrow the federal government. That is it. You understand? They jailed Awolowo, who's supposed to be on top. Now they brought his second, and because they didn't have any, they cannot conclude themselves. They cannot resolute on themselves and say, look, this is not about me, neither you, but about the future of our people. Please let us resolve this thing. When you cannot resolve your differences, enemies from outside will come and put more fire, and everywhere will be blazes. You understand? But now check this difference. Let me read for you. Check the difference. What I read before. How the problem Awolowo had with his brother Akintola led his being arrested. And Akintola that formed the party yesterday, as of that time, now he become the main person. They favored him without elections. Because the British, they want to bring, they are looking for a way in order to scatter the South in general. But look at the difference. Listen, the Saduana of Sokoto, leader of the NPC, was poised to become the prime minister. But instead, he chose to become the premier of Northern region and supported his deputy, Tafawa Balewa's candidacy for prime minister. Do you see the difference? I don't know whether you people understand me, please. Tafawa Balewa was supposed to be, was poised to become the prime minister. Tafawa Balewa, the Saduana of Sokoto, sorry. That is Ahmad Bello. Sorry, Ahmad Bello. He was poised. He is the person that's supposed to be the prime minister of Nigeria. But instead, he chose to become the premier of Northern region. You know what he did? He supported his deputy. That time, Tafawa Balewa was his deputy. But he supported his deputy to have candidates, to be candidates for prime minister. That is also kind of godfatherism. Two of them, they look forward for one common goal. Now, let me hold this knot by myself. Now you can go for the central government. That is why today Saduana of Sokoto is the main ruler of Nigeria, no matter any person in power. Do you know that? Because Ahmad Bello is supposed to be the prime minister. But he drew back. Because he saw a vision, he had the vision of tomorrow for his people. He don't want to leave a premiership of Northern region to another person. Because no person for him, no person can handle the north by them. He want to fashion the north as he want it to be. But he told his deputy, he said, now go to the center. Be a candidate. And I will support you. And he supported him. You see how they coalesce for the future of their region. But Western region, they are selfishness. This one say no, over my dead body, the other one say over my dead body. How can I table? And the enemies, Britain say, yeah, this is what we want. They will go to Akintola and say, look, this Awolowo, he's biting more than he can chew. You are more popular. From another party who will support you. Okay? And this man, we will deal with him. So we will help you deal with him, don't worry. And he thought that they were giving him good advice. If somebody come to your family and start advising you to kill your brother, and you succumb, who is the foolish person? It's you, not even the foreigner. Do you understand? So, now, Akintola and Awolowo, they made, had it been they made Awolowo his party to be Western region in Western Regional Assembly, the controller, there wouldn't have been no too much problem because Awolowo was more popular. But they carry somebody below him and made him. You see how the British intelligence, you see how they work. They know what they do. Now, this confusion between them now, the British, they say maneuver. That maneuver is what they didn't expatiate, but is behind the scenes. That is the place they told Akintola that, look, you have to be in alliance with this guy, Tafawa Balewa, okay? And we will support two of you. He said, yes, no problem. When you have a problem with your brother, you go for the foreigner to support you against your brother. And that is where the problem comes from. The confusion between Akintola and Awolowo was exploited by the British intelligence in order to form coalition between West and the North as they sidelined Awolowo. Do you see that? They sidelined Awolowo. Also, when Awolowo was released from jail, he continued in his selfishness of aligning with North to fight Biafra. Do you see it? Evil begets evil. They sidelined Awolowo and they made Akintola now to sign because maybe they knew that the British intelligence calculated that had it been Awolowo at the original time, the first time, if they told him to align with Tafawa Balewa, maybe he wouldn't have agreed. Now they did something. It's manipulation. It's intelligence. They use somebody that is more junior to him in popularity. They promoted him up. Now they use him to go and form alliance with the North and put this one to jail. Now when he was released from jail by Ojukwu, Awolowo, with the promise that he will go and declare he go again, and because of his selfishness, because I know the Northerners, they told him that, look, you see how your brother did to us, let us work together and you will become the president. They made him prime minister of Nigeria. The only civilian minister of finance. Minister of finance during Nigerian civil war under Gowon. That is it. And he accepted it because of his selfishness. And that is what caused what we are seeing today. Do you understand? Also, Zeke was not left out in his own selfishness. The British, they used his selfishness of becoming the president of an empire he didn't create. It is a test for power. He wants to be a great Nigeria. Everything is Nigeria. Whereas others are, going to their region, saying, oh, Nigeria. NCNC, even combined Nigeria and Cameroon after he turned back to Nigeria until he met the brick wall when he won the election, and they told him, look, in Lagos, you cannot be this thing here. You are an Igbo man. Go back to your place. You are an Igbo man. Do you understand? And that time he went to Enugu and started confusion with our brothers. Ayueta, pursued Ayueta. And Ayueta formed his own party. That grudge is continued till today. Which, although we have resolved it anyway. Now, today, the Fulani can easily use others in order to continue in their hegemony. Let me come back more home. I told you that with intelligence is with what you form alliance, cohesion, intelligence, and if you have vision also. Because many of all these politicians you see in our land, they are visionless. Their vision is only personal. How they can make money and buy house in Hong Kong and Dubai and America. And they and their family will be on top. Or flying private jet. That is the only thing they think. They don't think about the legacy. What will our people be in the future? As our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is thinking. Having vision how Biafra will be. How it's not about you and you. But about the people you're supposed to be leading. Imagine what made the devil mind to come and tell our own people, tell everybody that we as the governors in the southeast, we are not there elected. We are not normally elected to do the wish of the people, but to defend the tenets of the Nigerian constitution. What else do you want to understand? Sometimes I ask our so-called PhD holders, and you want to hold them responsible for anything? For building roads? For defending you in the Fulani massacre, Herdsmen massacre? They cannot. They will not. Because for them, they are not there for you. They told you, that is why I say the stupidity of our people now is incomparable. I cannot understand. They will tell you something, and you are still pushing. Come and help us. Come and defend us. How dare you? How can your governor defend you? He said Nigeria, he is there to maintain the constitution of Nigeria. And the constitution of Nigeria is to ruga you. Is for your forest. Your forest belongs to Nigeria, which is the Fulani. How now you are going to say, no, this is my forest. Now Fulani, the owners of Nigeria, come and take it and kill you. You want their governors to come and defend you? They are defending the Nigerian constitution, which is that the constitution tells them that your forest belongs to Nigeria. And Nigeria is for Fulani. Now, case closed. Our people, I don't really understand. The only solution is what we are doing to liberate ourselves from these demons we have in our land, in the name of politicians. He build one flyover, he build one roundabout. You know, that is why I say our people are highly primitive. I'm telling you. Nigeria made our people more primitive than ever. He's a governor, look at his building. You see? He built a flyover. He's a building flyover, leave him. He's a governor. No, Chirozo. He's he's the governor. But what future has he for you? What is the legacy, the future for you? Nothing. Only come and give you 1,000 naira, say, be eating, be drinking. Madam, give them beer, let them be drinking. Foolish people. Inside them, that is what the time of HAUSA was there. Every time, that's what they say. We pass and he's giving us drink. I said, look at these people. Look at these people. Just like I you them one. The man on attack. In that time, there's one joint. Anytime you go there, if he's, I think he's saying he's listening in Army Fekedia. He will give everybody one war. Hey, that is the only thing our people. What type of primitive set of Neanderthal are our people? I'm telling you honestly. Just something you will eat. The following 2 hours you go and remove it through shit. You shit it out. What legacy? In the next 50 years, what legacy is he constructing for everybody? Not what you can gain. That is why people are leave him because it's our brother. He's from my community. Leave him. Only, nothing more. They are primitive. It's primitivity. But you are looking for visa to go to Japan. Japan is Shinzo Abe, or the South Korean minister, or prime minister. Is he from your village? It's the policy they put in place for you, for everybody to thrive. No matter your race, your religion, anything, but for you to thrive, that is what matters. Not what you can gain directly from the person as your brother, as your sister. Primitive people, can you listen? Do you understand? I say, let me continue. Because within small time I will open my lines. Today, the Fulani can easily use others in order to continue in their hegemony. The other primitive Neanderthals in Nigeria. Mietiala quickly formed the Amalgamated Union of Foodstuff and Cattle Dealers of Nigeria, AUFCDN. Have you seen this? Maybe it's not up to 1 week they form it. Immediately they say we declare blockade under the Amalgamated Union of Foodstuff. You know Nigeria is amalgamated, so they borrowed that word, amalgamation of Nigeria. Amalgamated Union of Foodstuff and Cattle Dealers of Nigeria. There are no more only cattle here. Mietiala form foodstuff. And people that they are using to form this foodstuff, they are the people that they were, these people, they are killing them. They are suffering. These farmers are suffering from the hands of the Fulani. For you to see the stupidity of black people, the indigenous people in that Nigeria is thinking. These people, they always cry, oh, they kill us. In Middle Belt, in the north, they are killing them. Farmers, Fulani, they are not farmers. Hausas are, and other non-Fulani ethnicity, they are farmers. Fulani are cattle headers. There's one thing I posted, my Facebook, Jonas, where the whole rotten tomato, they are now being eaten by the Fulani cows. Do you see how stupid these people can be? I challenge you, Hausas. Stop behaving in a very stupid way. For the Hausas and other non-Fulani ethnicity in the north and middle belt, They quickly formed amalgamated the Union of Foodstuff and Cattle Dealers of Nigeria. Come on. And they tell you, no. We stop sending food to the south. Who is suffering it? Is it the Fulani? They want to continue making you suffer more because your products will rotten and their cows will eat it and live. You idiots, you don't understand. And you are following them sheepishly, doing their dirty job. The same way they conquered the Hausas, manipulated them mentally so that they conquered themselves for Fulani. The same thing they are doing today. You are watching. And they are doing it, the blockade is even in the middle belt in Niger State. Niger State, the place before they say is the center of Nigeria. That was the argument Babangida and Co. they used to bring capital from Lagos, remove capital from Lagos, doesn't barrage to Abuja. And you see the intellectuals in our land, they captured it. It's them that defended. Yes, Abuja is the center of Nigeria, it's good. Lagos is at the outskirts, it's good. Oh God Almighty. Today is no more center, it's the north. God, why wouldn't even the Fulani kill everybody? Because when you look at the brain, the way people reason, anyway, is for the sake of IPOB. Thank God for the sake of IPOB. Otherwise, it's even good they slaughter everybody because people are foolish in that part of the world. Sometimes you punch me and say, if I have nuclear bomb, I put it, everybody will die off, including my family. Everybody will die off because people reason like animals there. Telling you. Why are they blocking middle belts? Is Niger State Abuja? Is it not? They convince you before they bring capital to Abuja. They say central Nigeria. Everybody clap. The whole intellectuals in the south defended it. We are defending it. Yes, it's in the south. They spoke heavy grammar. You think that they are human beings? Once money enter their hands, they become lower and lower animals. Started defending the indefensible, defending the illiterate. They are manipulating everybody. Thank God for IPOB. If not for IPOB, our leader said it, I think yesterday. Everybody must have been seeing it. You know, IPOB is making them to start doing their thing. What they plan to do in 2022, doing it prematurely, and that is why it's backfiring. Everybody is seeing it now, talking. But when we see far and start telling you start making noise, quoting how you went to Lancashire University, Harvard, Yale, this and that. You have a PhD, but you don't have common sense. Aren't you ashamed of yourself? Illiterates are controlling your life. You run away, you're in America, you're in Europe, you cannot even be, if you reach you are home, you are afraid. You are afraid. You hire military every time to protect you. Is it a life? Is that life? You hire a military and you are or police carrying AK-47, even if you are pushing. You know, is it not what everybody is doing? And you think it's life? That is no life. It's no life. It's low life. The other man, didn't they kill him in Edo land after spreading $1? Go. Now they didn't kidnap him and kill him with his English or this and that. If they are telling him before, okay, do something, look at what is happening. No, you people are miscreants. Look at the miscreants. Look at. I don't know how the Fulani are manipulating everybody. But thank God for IPOB at least. With the sake of IPOB, it will save the indigenous population in that quagmire. You know, when God wanted to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, Abraham told him, if I see even 5 people, he said, God, let him go. He didn't see. That is why they were destroyed. No one person. But for the sake of IPOB, that is why you see people now are even trying to see light. Immediately they form Amalgamated Union of Foodstuff and Cattle Dealers of Nigeria. And the people were there, people that were suffering from the same Mietiala killing, gruesome killing. People of the Middle Belt, they allowed themselves to be used. No, we have put some cattle here and there. They are afraid to talk, to rise up and say, no, we have nothing to do with you. Do you know that if these people, farmers, they rise up and say no, in the middle belt and in the corner, the farmers that are planting all these crops, if they say no, they issue statement, they say we are not part of this Mietiala. People in the south IPOB will campaign for people in the south to support them. But they are afraid. I beg, they will kill us and you will die anyway. Now, who is losing? Who lost? You are feeding your rotten tomatoes and onions and carrots and yam that they blockaded, that you blockaded stupidly. Is he not feeding the cattle of the Fulani? Watch in social media. He's feeding them. And they are becoming more healthy because that is what they want. Instead of you to get money, now you know what they will do. The Fulani, if they campaign as they are demanding 475 billion, even if they have 200 billion, because they will give them. Now they will take maybe 1 billion and share to their idiots, the farmers. Each person will get 1,000 and say, "Oh, thank God." That is how they give them crumbs and kill them. Because they are lower humans. It is high time you should rise up. Middle betters, non-Fulanese in the middle belt and north. It is high time you rise up. You continue this sheepish behavior, Fulani will wipe all of you out as they are doing in your villages. We are not here to mince words. You form Amalgamated Union of Foodstuff and Cattle Dealers of Nigeria. Since when? So you are now part of Mietiala. But they will kill you. If they kill you, who will come to your rescue? Who? Biafra. The ability of the north, of the Fulani, not the north, because there is nothing like north. The ability of the Fulani to form coalition or alliance is something that is, it makes them more smart. When we say they are smart politically, it's truth. They couldn't have done this blockade without forming that alliance. Even if it's forced alliance, they form it. That is how it is done. Do you remember when the normal national or Nigerian Bar Association? Do you remember when they removed the El-Rufai from coming to give them lecture? I don't know. In Kaduna, is it? And immediately they form their own. They call it Nigerian Bar Association of Northern Nigeria. Where is it today? I think they have absorbed their fellow lower human counterparts. Because that is how they behave. Not South people in the South. Sometimes I look at them, I say, look, if not for IPOB, God would have destroyed everybody, honestly. That time, immediately they form, and you will see they will use money because these people, they are very cheap. Where is that? Which one is the Bar Association, Nigerian Bar Association today? Maybe it's the Northern has formed. They have absorbed this one. That is why the Nigeria belongs to them because they control. They use money lure lower human beings. You will see somebody answering Sam, this and that from the south or Biafra or anywhere. But he said nothing. Only small money. Just flash him some few watts of naira. He lose his sense of womanness or womanhood and start talking another thing. That is how cheap they are. Cheap people always suffer because what you go for is only for your personal gain, your personal benefit, selfish interest. You don't care about collective interest. Once you selfish, everybody continues suffering. As the people continue suffering. Or you're selfish. But when you sacrifice for the communal interest, everybody will enjoy. Do you see it? The Fulani, they know the best time to push, the best time to strike, the best time to align, and the best time to withdraw. That is intelligence. I'm telling you honestly. You know, like this time around, they didn't have too much coalition for violence. They don't have coalition. Hausa coalition and other ethnicities for violence against Southerners. You know what? They now come low, start making peace. Oh, we don't want to kill our Igbo brothers in the north. No, not that they don't want, but they couldn't. Fulani, they are very few. They cannot. What they always do is to use other people to do their dirty job. They went to Hausa and told them, come and kill Onyamini Sultana. They said, no, we cannot kill them. Go and do it by yourself. And they cannot do it. They laugh and start being the most peacemakers in this in Nigeria. You see Fulani making peace. They know the best time to push. They know the best time to strike. The best time to align and the best time to withdraw. That is intelligence. They will, others will think that they are making peace, so they will be showing you their teeth until you lose guard. When you lose guard, they strike you. Bam! That is who they are, and that is, I call it intelligence. It's true. That is it. So you should know how to form coalition when need be, the healthy one or alliance. You should know. Our ability to form a coalition makes us more politically mature and advanced. This is why this generation should, no matter all odds, continue to build coalition in our different struggles for Biafra, Oduduwa and Kwararafa republics without fear or favor. It is for our own various collective and existential interests, instead of existing as one Nigeria, which is only for the total and exclusive benefit of the Fulani Caliphate. Do you understand it? Do you understand? It is high time, as we are fighting for restoration of Biafra. Oduduwa is fighting for the restoration of Oduduwa. Middle Belt are fighting for the restoration of Kwararafa or Middle Belt. Come out openly. Nothing will happen to you. Stop being afraid. Stop being afraid and be killed, slaughtered. As you are still afraid of dying, they are slaughtering you secretly. You are dying secretly. It is better you come out openly and declare and say, look, we are no more part of this rubbish knot. We need our own Kwararafa Republic. That is it. QED. Instead of you being afraid. Remember, Kawo died 100 times before their real death.
What have they done in our land? Just you take stock. That is why this agitation. We are always taken as third class citizen, third class. That is why we are doing what we are doing. And we will never stop. I say we shall never stop. Look at their shenanigan they call election. Once we have a candidate, though we don't care about the election, but we must talk about it. All hell broke loose. They attack it as a Igbo man. It's as if there is a stigma that is following an Igbo man. We have no seaport in our land. We have no airport, international airport. They channel us that we must move out of our villages, out of our communities, out of Biafra land in order to survive. Because if you are importing or even exporting goods, you must go outside Biafra land. Whereas we should have international airports. We have natural seaports everywhere. Natural. But because of wickedness. I've been saying this. Germany, you are enjoying today. You want to travel. Germany is the largest European economy. Germany, you are seeing today. But Germany started a devastating war in Europe. Germany, you are seeing today. I want to tell you how wicked, evil black people are against themselves. So, because what we are saying, what we always preach here is enlightenment, sanitization of our way of thinking. Our way of thinking, it matters a lot. That is number one criteria to advancement and development. Germany, you are seeing today. In 1939, Germany started a very big war of conquest of the whole of Europe. Do you understand? Germany. They virtually destroyed all European countries. They took France, they ran over France, Poland, almost all the Western European countries. They entered Russia. Millions of people perished in that war for nothing, just for fantasy. 1939 to 1945. But they were finally defeated by the Allied forces of Russia, America, and others. They were finally defeated. They didn't, try to kill or annihilate all Germans. I want you to understand what enlightened mindset can do. The way they reason, they think about the future, not only today, not vendetta. So you understand me? Germany was defeated in 1945. Germany was occupied by Russia, America, Canada, name them, France, England, that is United Kingdom. With that annoyance of what Germany did to them, many of them clamored for Germany to be destroyed. What I mean destruction, to be assimilated to other countries, so that there will be nothing like Germanness again. Listen attentively. There will be nothing like, oh, I'm a German. Their country, their land will be occupied, and many of their people will be expelled, forced to expel, and the people, Germans will be prohibited from speaking Germany or German language. So that those that are assimilated in Poland will now become Polish people. They will forget their language. That was the original plan, because of the annoyance of what Germany did to them. But let me tell you, they thought, they reasoned critically. I'm telling you about the Europeans, about white people, how they behave. They reasoned. When you watch documentaries like this, you will see how they reasoned critically. They started saying, okay, we defeated them, we can conquer them now, because defeat is different from conquest. They defeated us in 1970, but they never conquered us. Now they set on to conquer us, final conquest from 1970 to today. That is the conquest. It is a process. Conquest is not done in a day. Now, that was what they wanted to do Germany. So that today you will not see any person answering a German after the war. But they said no. Yes, we have the power, we can do them now because of the annoyance. But if we try to do what is in our mind, in the next 70 years, 80 years, 100 years, these people, they will understand what happened. They will now become victims. They will now feel like they are victims. And it will not augur well for the whole of Europe. Because they will become problem all over Europe. And there will be no peace in Europe. Do you see how they reason? They calculated. They didn't say, okay, do you see the way Gowon and Obasanjo and all of them set on to conquer Biafra land? Blindly, that raw hatred of black people, the raw hatred, the wicked, that emotional hatred, it blinds them not to calculate the future. That is the difference between the black people and the concussions. That is the truth. Whether we, here we say the bitter truth. Black people are always blinded by emotion, sentiment. No, let's clear all of them. No, Biafrans, they want, let us kill them. Let us deal with them. No development in their land. They didn't calculate the effects it will have to the upcoming generation. They didn't calculate that if they allow Biafra reinstated properly, given their rights in Nigeria, to develop their potential, it will be to the advantage of everybody. They didn't calculate that because their wickedness, their evil-minded thinking, their emotional wickedness blinds everything about their sense of reasoning. Unlike the white people, they will vex, but after they reason, they say no. Let us critically analyze the situation. If we start conquering the Germans from 1945, dealing with them, we can do it. We can do it now, but in the future, it will become a problem in Europe, if not even all over the world, because their children will now start understanding what happened to them, how they were treated, and they will never be happy. It will become a problem everywhere. So it's better we direct Germany, help Germany to turn a new leaf and develop their potential so that everybody will be happy. Is it not what is happening today? Is it not what is happening today? Germany is the powerhouse of European industrialization. Industrial hub, economic hub is Germany. Do you know that? What they did after the Second World War, what the Allied forces, the Europeans did, the whole of their colonies, German colonies in Africa and in Asia, every other part of the world, in the Americas, they now say, okay, for this, let us just punish them, so that the only punishment we give them, serious punishment, is that their colonies, we are going to divide it among ourselves. That is why their colony in Africa, they divide it. Some part of just hold on. Some part of German colonies were divided between Ghana and Togo. You are seeing today. Do you understand that? Togo was German colony. Also Cameroon, you are seeing. They were divided, they were separated, some in Nigeria, some in Cameroon. So they virtually divided their colonies between England and France. And even Spain, all of them, Portugal, all of them. That is the only thing they did. They are spoiled. Their colonies in Africa, they denied them. That is why Germany have no other colonized territory in any place around the world. But they set on to develop, to unleash their potential. Today, not only Europe is enjoying Germany, America also, even the whole world. You can proudly now go and work in Germany. That is what people, think tanks at the early time. That is what think tanks. They reasoned. People that think critically, or that thought critically at that early time. Had it been they set vendetta, to venge the same way Gowon and the monkeys do in Africa. Gowon, because of hatred of Biafrans, after the war, he destroyed the Biafra research and production. Something that would have made Africa a hub, Nigeria industrial hub, even manufacturing war weapons. missiles, advanced technological weapons, even aircrafts. Because of the hatred, no, they don't calculate that their hatred, and that is what is happening to today. Kill Igbo man, every Igbo man, kill him. That hatred is still there. That type of Luciferian hatred, devilish hatred, that makes them no, you cannot, no success. Let everybody be a quagmire. Instead, they'll be looting. You enter, you start looting. No advancement. Gowon burnt the whole blueprint of Biafra invasion. Something that would have catapulted Nigeria today to be number one in Africa. You know, by now, Nigeria would have been sending home-built spacecraft into space. But because of hatred, that animalistic hatred, they don't think. A very primitive wickedness. There is a wickedness that is highly primitive. That is what is exhibited by the caliphate. They don't care. They so even look. Anyway, Chukwu Okiabiama knows that we are not part. We shouldn't be part of Nigeria. That is what makes them not to even admit anything. Because maybe it would have been even worse after building everything. For them, they will take over everything. So it's better what is happening. Gowon burnt down the research and developed blueprint. Flying Obunigwe, advanced Obunigwe that should be built. That because of the abrupt end of the war, it was not constructed. Even a craft. War jet fighters that were in the offing in blueprint to be built, which had it been, you know, since that time, had it been, it is people that are civilized and accepted this, they will put Biafran scientists at work, finance them. By now, Nigeria would have been building jet fighters, advanced jet fighters. Do you understand? Do you know that after the Second World War, the German scientists, there was a hustling, scrambling for German scientists by those that defeated them. If it is Nigeria, you know what? They will be killing them. They will be shooting them, kill them, shoot them. People that very stark primates, you know, primitive Neanderthals, they don't understand what they are destroying. But America, Russia, all of them, England, France, they started scrambling for Russian scientists. German scientists. Do you understand? Those that were not, they were able that ran away and hid themselves. After everything, privately, they started contacting other countries, started searching for them. That was the reason why in the 50s, I think one missile scientist, German missile scientist, was contacted and taken to Egypt. He worked for Egypt to develop some missiles for Egypt. But the Mossad sabotaged him. That is a story for another day. The Mossad sabotaged him. You know, they sabotaged the whole project. The Israeli secret service. He was a German that started developing intercontinental missiles, some dangerous equipment, war equipment that time in the 50s. That could be able to be used against Israel. The Mossad sabotaged it. And they frustrated the man. And later, I think they kidnapped the man even in Germany when he returned to Germany. They did away with him. You understand me? So, today Germany is working. Germany is advancing, is advanced country. The era of war has gone. They are now working and everything is okay. And also, Europeans, they are contributing their quota to the world economy, world industry, everything. That is how Nigeria could have been today. I'm talking about Nigeria. Had it been they treated Biafrans well and allowed Biafrans to unleash their potential, their full potential. But after the war, they went into vendetta for a war they brought to us. Till today, they are talking tough. For you to understand the difference in mentality between black people and the Caucasians. The mentality, there is a huge gap. They don't think about tomorrow. Oh, all these things we are doing, what about tomorrow? No. Kill that thing. Don't worry, even if he is the source of a light. Destroy it so that everybody, everywhere will be darkness. That is the mentality of Nigerians. The caliphate. Very evil, primate, primitive mentality. We must continue. There is a news that I want to just read. One news where is a news of today's news. Is the IGP, the Nigerian Inspector General of Police, Baba Mohammed. He said, don't threaten integrity of Nigeria. IGP warns IPOB ESN. Do you see that? Now I want to ask the integrity of what is the integrity of Nigeria? I want to ask. Sorry, not is not the is it Inspector General of Police? But here, the body of the Nigerian news, you cannot even everything jaga jaga. The headline is, don't threaten integrity of Nigeria. IGP warns IPOB ESN. And the photo there is Baba Mohammed. Okay. No, Al-Kali. Baba Mohammed, I think. But when you come to the body of the letter, body of the news, you know what they write? Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya has warned the members of that neither IPOB, ESN, nor any other group or groups or individuals should threaten the integrity of the nation as enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So, whether it's the chief of army staff Farouk Yahya or the IGP, Inspector General of Police Al-Kali Baba Osman, it's the same thing. Anyway, they are warning. Now I want to understand what is the territorial integrity of Nigeria. It's a big question. I have been asking this question, which I never get. Is it a territory, integrity of a country that has not been defined? Where is it governor of Bauchi State? Is it Baba Mohammed? Where he said that every Fulani is a Nigerian, that they are bringing them in, using Nigeria resources, paying them, doing everything. They are to make Nigeria a Fulani territory. Is it that integrity? Or is it the one that in the news of August 25th, 2022, the Chief of Defense Staff, Lucky Rabo, where he said he made the revelation that 137 borders in Nigeria are unguarded, says Irabo. Go and go. Is in the news of August 25th, 2022, last year. Irabo said this on Thursday while delivering a lecture on security, defense, and development in Nigeria at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, NII. Irabo said that the porous borders accounted for the easy access of terrorists from neighboring countries into Nigeria to wreak mayhem. Now, where is the integrity of Nigeria? That is a question that people should ask themselves. Where is the territorial integrity of Nigeria? When more than half of the Nigerian border, northern borders, they are porous. It's not guarded, and they did it so. So, are you telling me that okay? Do you have control when you build a house, your house? You open the house, you open the windows, open the doors, the gate, main gate, everything. Leave it, and you feel safe that you have a house. Know that you are in control. You build a house in Lagos, and all the doors are open, always open 24/7. Snake can enter, scorpion can enter, armed robbers have easy access. Are you telling me that you are in control of that house? Can you sleep in that house and close your eyes? Where everything is open. The windows are open, anybody can jump in. The main gates are open. The doors are open. That house, does it have integrity? Criminals will enter there and start smoking. If they see television there, they pieces it or they remove it and go their way. And you are telling me that the house has integrity. That is how Nigeria is. And these useless people, they are saying Nigeria, ESN, IPOB should not threaten the integrity of Nigeria. Tell me what integrity, where a country where 137 border posts, border points are not manned, are not guarded, not even manned, not guarded. So people enter, Dick and Harry enter and do anything and come out, get out as they want. Sometimes I say no, Nigerians don't think. They don't reason. They don't reason. That is why what is happening is happening. That is why everything in Nigeria is upside down, because Nigerians don't think critically. If people start reasoning critically in Nigeria, they will rise up. They don't need people to tell them anything. Revolution is what is going to solve everything. They will rise up and go and slaughter, kill every politician. They will slaughter them and take over what belongs to them. How can you talk about integrity, a country integrity, without manning, without guiding the borders? How do you mean? As I said, you build houses, you build a house, very big house, nice house with properties inside. Now the doors are open. The back door is open. The front door is open. Some windows are open. Anybody can enter. No security. And are you going to feel that you have that house have integrity? Is it what you are telling me, that the house has integrity? Is that what you are going to tell me? The answer is no. So Nigeria has no territorial integrity. Anybody, terrorists, they can enter at will. That is how Nigeria is programmed. It's a no man's business. Do you understand me? It's a no man's business. Let me just hold on. I will go regulate something at the background before I come back. Please. What I'm trying to say is that Nigeria has no territorial integrity. Nigeria has no single territorial integrity. So they should stop this nonsense of territorial integrity. They should stop it. Nigeria has nothing like that. Just, I will be right back, as I want to let something. I will be right back, please. They are contributing their quota to the world economy, world industry, everything. That is how Nigeria could have been today. I'm talking about Nigeria. Had it been they treated Biafrans well and allowed Biafrans to unleash their potential, their full potential. But after the war, they went into vendetta for a war they brought to us. Till today, they attack talking tough. For you to understand the difference in mentality between black people and the Caucasians. The mentality, there is a huge gap. They don't think about tomorrow. Oh, all these things we are doing, what about tomorrow? No. Kill that thing. Don't worry, even if he is the source of a light. Destroy it so that everybody, everywhere will be darkness. That is the mentality of Nigerians. The caliphate. Very evil, primate, primitive mentality. We must continue. There is a news that I want to just read. One news where is a news of today's news. Is the IGP, the Nigerian Inspector General of Police, Baba Mohammed. He said, don't threaten integrity of Nigeria. IGP warns IPOB ESN. Do you see that? Now I want to ask the integrity of Nigeria. What is the integrity of Nigeria? I want to ask. Sorry, is it Inspector General of Police? But here, the body of the Nigerian news, you cannot even everything jaga jaga. The headline is, don't threaten integrity of Nigeria. IGP warns IPOB ESN. And the photo there is Baba Mohammed. Okay. And no, Al-Kali. Baba Mohammed, I think. But when you come to the body of the letter, body of the news, you know what they write? Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya has warned the members of that neither IPOB, ESN, nor any other group or groups or individuals should threaten the integrity of the nation as enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So, whether it's the chief of army staff, Farouk Yahya, or the IGP, Inspector General of Police, Al-Kali Baba, Osman, it's the same thing. Anyway, they are warning. Now I want to understand what is the territorial integrity of Nigeria. It's a big question. I have been asking this question, which I never get. Is it a territory, integrity of a country that has not been defined? Where is it governor of Bauchi State? Is it Baba Mohammed? Where he said that every Fulani is a Nigerian, that they are bringing them in, using Nigeria resources, paying them, doing everything. They are to make Nigeria a Fulani territory. Is it that integrity? Or is it the one that in the news of August 25th, 2022, the Chief of Defense Staff, Lucky Irabo, where he said he made the revelation that 137 borders in Nigeria are unguarded, says Irabo. Go and go. Is in the news of August 25th, 2022, last year. Irabo said this on Thursday while delivering a lecture on security, defense, and development in Nigeria at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, NII, in Lagos. Irabo said that the porous borders accounted for the easy access of terrorists from neighboring countries into Nigeria to wreak mayhem. Now, where is the integrity of Nigeria? That is a question that people should ask themselves. Where is the territorial integrity of Nigeria? When, more than half of the Nigerian northern borders, they are porous. It's not guarded. And they did it so. So, are you telling me that, okay, do you have control when you build a house, your house? You open the house, you open the windows, open the doors, the gate, main gate, everything. Leave it. And you feel safe that you have a house. Know that you are in control. You build a house in Lagos. And All the doors are open, always open 24/7. Snake can enter. Scorpion can enter. Armed robbers have easy access. Are you telling me that you are in control of that house? Can you sleep in that house and close your eyes? Where everything is open. The windows are open, anybody can jump in. The main gates are open. The doors are open. That house, does it have integrity? Criminals will enter there and start smoking. If they see television there, they pieces it or they remove it and go their way. And you are telling me that the house has integrity. That is how Nigeria is. And these useless people, they are saying Nigeria, ESN, IPOB should not threaten the integrity of Nigeria. Tell me what integrity, where a country where 137 border points are not manned, are not guarded, not even manned, not guarded. So people enter, Dick and Harry enter and do anything and come out, get out as they want. Sometimes I say no, Nigerians don't think. They don't reason. They don't reason. That is why what is happening is happening. That is why everything in Nigeria is upside down, because Nigerians don't think critically. If people start reasoning critically in Nigeria, they will rise up. They don't need people to tell them anything. Revolution is what is going to solve everything. They will rise up and go and slaughter, kill every politician. They will slaughter them and take over what belongs to them. How can you talk about integrity, a country integrity, without manning, without guiding the borders? How do you mean? As I said, you build houses, you build a house, very big house, nice house with properties inside. Now the doors are open. The back door is open. The front door is open. Some windows are open. Anybody can enter. No security. And are you going to feel that you have that house have integrity? My name remains Mazi from Olo province of Biafra land, and we are here live and direct. As I said, I will be joined by Mazi Chinedu in no distant time, so that we continue. Maybe today, because there are many things to be talked about, maybe today there might be no opening the lines, please, for your information. For your information. And on Thursday, listen, you can see it in my timeline, Facebook timeline, Jonas Raphael. On Thursday by 3 p.m. Biafra time, I will be having an interaction hosted by Mazi with Mazi Donald. Dr. Donald, please. Let me tell you, we are Biafrans. What we are doing is nothing personal. That is why when I see some people going personal, I say, what is these are misunderstanding issues. It's not personal. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu instituted this, that superior argument reigns. We can be able to debate, to talk to ourselves. It is advancement in mentality. When you can bring down your ego and sit down with your brother or your foe or your opponent and say, okay, let us hold a debate. Let us discuss. It is a part of advancement in civilization. Do you know that? So, by 3 p.m. Biafra time, Mazi Alozie will be hosting us in his platform, so that we listen. We listen, and I believe that lines will be opened after our interactions in a civilized manner, so that we talk about issues and people will listen all over the world. That is why we are, peculiar. We are trying to imbibe on things that you cannot have in other African nations, African countries. We are trying to bring up a mentality that is different so that we can be speaking. It doesn't matter how you hate somebody or how you, for the sake of the goal that we have, for the sake of our collectivity, we will sit down and talk to each other and make debates instead of people taking things personal. No, I'm not part of it because it's not personal. Or what binds us together is our nation, because all of us are suffering it. As a Biafran, be you a billionaire, be you a politician, all we are suffering the same thing. After all, there are poor people everywhere in the world. In America, there are poor people. It doesn't matter. People sleep. You see people sleeping on the streets. Do a little percentage. So, but the collective interest, the collectivity is what matters. That is what we do. So, join us by Thursday, 3 p.m. Biafra time. We shall be here on this hallowed platform under Mazi. He will be the anchor. Yes. So please inform your friends and well-wishers, everybody you could. We don't need to fight ourselves. No. Superior argument is what we are seeking. All of us, we are learning. No person is perfect. That is it. Therefore, I was talking before. Let me see whether I have another news headline. You see how they massacred us in Aba. Okay, there is one news headline. April 2nd, that was yesterday's news. Dismissed senior police officer Osondo Christian calls on Tinubu Atiku Obi for intervention as Nigerian police boss disobeys court order. Do you see? Nigeria is fond of disobeying court order. It's not only, do you see why we fight injustice? Do you see why during our leader, he fought for even El Zakzaki. He fought for Boko Haram suspects that we are illegally detained, because for a country should not be behaving like terrorists. A country should have a responsibility. It should be responsible. Do you understand? That is why it's a country, and that is why a country is enjoying the United Nations Sovereignty Charter. But when you are acting like a rogue, you don't have you disobey court orders, which means you shouldn't be called a responsible country. You should be blacklisted as a banana republic, and that is what Nigeria is. That is why we see anywhere we see injustice, we fight it. Even if that injustice is against our enemies, we fight the injustice. It doesn't matter the victim. That is one thing Nigerians are. I was horribly. What happened in Aba a few days back, where the Nigerian military butchered our people cold-bloodedly, shooting on people that we are protesting peacefully, singing songs, peacefully without arms. Now, Nigerian military opened the fire in a city like Aba, killing people, children, women, men and women, children, all indiscriminately. Now, I saw somebody. The person has an Igbo name in the comment section in one of all those posts. He was saying, yes, he serves them good. This Biafra people. Even the person has an Igbo name. I don't know whether it's really Igbo or any tribe. It doesn't matter. But he's a human being. I commented, I replied the guy, I said, but are you a human being at all? This is a typical Nigerian mentality. When there is injustice against any person, they start looking at the victim to check the victim first. whether it's an Igbo man, whether, you know, they don't look at the injustice being meted on the person. No. What matters to them is to, you know, they want to stigmatize the person. They want to weigh the person in a balance. Oh, is he an Igbo man? If I say, it serves him good, they'll kill them. But the problem is, it's an injustice. Our leader in 2015, he saw some Boko Haram suspects that were there incommunicado in the DSS dungeon or Kuje prison. They are not tried for 3 years plus or 4 years. He said, no, this is an injustice. I don't care whether they are Boko Haram or not. That is not the problem. The problem is the injustice they are suffering. Under the Nigeria law, normally, you have to check. If they say, okay, they are convicted and given life sentence, no problem. If they say, okay, they are sentenced to death, it's the Nigerian law, okay, no problem. But being there incommunicado, no person, they complain to our leader, because our leader say these are children, they used to help him to even wash his clothes and do things, run calls in the prison there. So they complained to him. What did you do? He said, no, since how many years? They say we are Boko Haram, no trial, we never meet any, even our parents didn't know, they thought that we are dead. He said, no, this is injustice. In the Nigerian mentality, the Nigerian context, you know, they will start saying, oh, it serves you good, you are Boko Haram. So as long as you are being called Boko Haram, no wahala, stay there, it's good for you. That is the Nigerian context mentality, you know. But our leader, being a Biafran, we think differently. He said, no, injustice to one is injustice to all. You know, it's not good. If Nigeria is a responsible government, they should try these people. If they find them guilty, let there be rule of law. Because a country should be built on rule of law, laws and order. Law and order. Not you, as a government, you do anything you want, that you are a government. But Nigerians, they have horrible mentality. Oh, they slaughtered our people in Aba. Say, it served them good. For what reason? These are people that are going on, you know, on peaceful protests. Look at Boko Haram. They are reinstating them. You know, Nigeria has huge problems mentally. That is why everybody is suffering it, because the way they reason is fundamentally flawed. Without taking much time, which we have taken already, I'm bringing in Mazi Sanworu. Mazi Sanworu, you are welcome to the program. I'm now joined by Mazi Sanworu. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, Mazi Chinedu. Good evening. I can hear you very clearly.
There were. Welcome to the program.
Yes, there were.
There were. Please proceed directly to your opening. Proceed directly to your opening remarks before we continue, because there are many things to discuss today.
Mazi Chinedu, thank you so much. Biafrans and all the.
I hope you are hearing me clear, because it seems it takes time before replying. I hope you can hear me clear.
No, I can hear you clearly, Mazi.
Okay.
I can.
Okay, go on. The whole world is listening.
Yeah. Mazi Chinedu, good evening. Biafrans and all the lovers of freedom. My name is Mazi Sanworu. Mazi Sanworu served the indigenous people of Biafra as a member of the Directorate of State, and I come from Obingwa. Obingwa is in Aba province. Before we start our topic this evening, it's unfortunate we're supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be here on Friday, but we could not. I could not make it. But today, Monday, I am here to continue to preach the gospel, to continue to inform our people, to direct our people to clarify certain misinformations and make sure that our people are in the right track. But before we move forward, Mazi Chinedu, I want us to have a 2-minute silence in honor of those that were massacred on Friday by the Nigerian military forces in Aba, those that were conducting a peaceful protest for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I would like every Biafran, wherever you are right now, if you're a man and you're wearing a cap, if you're a woman, please, wherever you are, you can stand up wherever you are in honor, in as much we are not seeing you, but you know you believe in the freedom, you respect our people that have died in this struggle, and in the respect of those who were murdered in cold blood on Friday in Aba province. I ask everyone to stand up wherever you are in honor of those they killed, and that we will be on a silent for 2 minutes before we start this program. Mazi, the 2 minutes start now.